Gai Kao. There are times in one's life where one feels unsafe. Insecurity permeates their being, and despite their best efforts, they cannot quell the fear that builds within them. They seek some form of solace, a refuge against the tumultuous and unpredictable storms that seek to overwhelm them. Some weather the storm stoically, holding to some deep-rooted faith, divine or otherwise, that this moment will pass. Others lose what vestiges of their sanity remain, their paranoia evolving into madness, a thunder of sorts, to match the lightning of this overpowering gale. But there is a third option, one known to only a few. The Taiwanese call it the Ritual of Gai Kao. To engage in this age-old rite, you must first be riding the waves of sadness driven before this chaotic storm. When you feel you are at your most desperate, seek out a place that is often frequented by many people at once. The patio of a coffee shop, a bowling alley, an RV park, any place where the traffic of humanity has left the residue of souls. These are places of great power and will aid greatly in your efforts. It is also easier to do just prior to 8:24 p.m. on October the 26th, as that is when the cow is at his greatest strength. Once there, sit calmly and engage in a mundane activity. Reading the newspaper, stirring your coffee, something like this. Do not speak to anyone, or your efforts will be in vain. You must be in a meditative state, engaging in only such mindless activities so that your mind can focus on the worry at hand. Soon, you will become keenly aware that the sounds of the world have dulled. The crappy coffee shop music is gone. The sound of crashing pins has faded. The engines of vehicles lost in the void. At this point, you must look down. This symbolizes the approach of Gai Kao, the spirit of security, and to not show your reverence by averting your gaze will result in the most dire of consequences. From this point on, you must do exactly what I say. Do not deviate. I will tell you what will happen later if you do. After a few moments, you'll hear a heavily accented voice bid you to raise your eyes. When you do, you will be looking straight into yellow, slitted, reptilian eyes. After he has addressed your every worry, he will begin to speak of non sequitur events once more. This is important. Do not listen. He will talk of things that interest you, offer to discuss real-life events, anything to get your attention. Instead, avert your eyes as before and wait for the noise of the room to return. Once this occurs, you may look up to find the room just as it was, and no time will have passed. You may then go forth and feel comforted. But be warned, should you in any way deviate from this process, and the cow will put upon you a curse. This is a curse of degeneration. You will slowly regress the evolutionary path. You will sprout hair from your knuckles and brow. Your teeth will go awry as your jaw reforms and your forehead takes a Neanderthal-like appearance. This is an insult from the cow, a cut at your humanity and an insult to your intelligence. If done correctly, your every care will be comforted, and you will once again feel joy. However, from that day on, you will feel the cow's presence upon you. He will observe you to note your contentment. You will never shake his gaze, the gaze of those large eyes. It will always feel like somebody's watching you, and you get no privacy.
Fallout 3 contains several in-game radio stations. The most diverse and important station is Galaxy News Radio. Many players of the evil persuasion know that you can kill Three Dog, and he will be replaced by the technician Margaret. She is not a charismatic person and has very little to say, seeming to not enjoy her new announcing duties. She also never appears in person and therefore cannot be killed. Once Three Dog is dead, you're stuck with Margaret. What most players do not know is that under certain circumstances, GNR will become a numbers station. A numbers station is a station that broadcasts an unusual coded message. Many of these exist in real life, and some hypothesize that they are a nuclear retaliation control network. Simply check Wikipedia for more information about these odd broadcasts as they relate to the real world. Back to Fallout 3. No one is really sure which actions are needed to hear the numbers station in Fallout 3. It appears that you must kill Three Dog because no one has reported hearing the numbers station with him still alive. It also appears that you have to skip over the quest Galaxy News Radio, where you help boost the signal so that the station can be broadcast further than just the immediate DC area. This is easy enough to do with either a speech check or simply using the Fallout Wiki to look up where to go next and advance the main plot. Finally, you definitely have to destroy Raven Rock. This is the actual trigger to turn GNR into a numbers station, and it will remain such for the rest of the game. However, the vast majority of the players who perform these three actions still continue hearing the standard GNR broadcasts, so there must be several more requirements the community has yet to isolate. If you're lucky enough to have hit upon the right set of circumstances, just after destroying Raven Rock, you will get the message, "Radio signal lost," and a few seconds later, "Radio signal found." You cannot, however, actually listen to GNR just yet because you didn't boost the signal and are out of range of the broadcast at the exit of Raven Rock. Luckily, Raven Rock is situated in the mountains and is right near one of the few places outside DC that you can get high enough to catch the signal. So far, the confirmed location to hear the GNR number signal are within the immediate DC area, obviously. This is true for the regular GNR throughout the game. At the top of the Ferris wheel at Point Lookout. On the tops of some of the SATCOM arrays, you can climb in the northwestern map area. On the roof of Tenpenny Tower, though this may be within normal broadcast range anyway. Feel free to playtest and get back to me on this. On the highest point of the broken bridge around Erfu. Again, may be within broadcast range anyway. On some of the highest points of the mountaintops in the area near Raven Rock. When you tune in, you will hear an old familiar voice, Three Dog, despite the fact that you killed him earlier. However, you will quickly notice that he does not seem to be in character. So I guess it's not technically Three Dog, but just the voice actor, Eric Dellums. He reads a series of numbers in a monotone, depressed-sounding voice. He always recites a list of single digits between 9 and 12 characters long. For example, 93791720034. He never uses a multi-digit number like 11 or 40. These numbers are followed by widely varying lengths of Morse code. This is then followed by the song, "I Don't Want to Set the World on Fire." All other music tracks seem to be inactive on the numbers station. The Morse code was the easiest part of the mystery to crack, as the code is widely available, and many people actually know it by heart. We quickly had a list of a great number of messages in English. Some sounded completely mundane and even comical, such as, "Washed the car today, maybe Chinese for dinner." Or, "Have you watched my YouTube video yet? I uploaded myself kicking bums in the nuts." You may be saying, but wait, YouTube doesn't exist in the Fallout universe. And you are right. As far as we could tell, all of the messages sounded like they were based in our reality somewhere near present day. Some of the messages, however, are quite sinister, such as, "The Queen has died today. The world mourns, as on days like these we are all Brits." Or, "I can't believe they're actually done it. Not long left. The noise. I can't take the noise anymore. I have a pistol in the attic." Just recently, a player on the wiki forums noticed a message that brought to light the meaning of the messages. He was reading a thread that collected all known messages transposed from Morse to English and saw the line 120552821010. "What are you talking about? You'll be missed." He realized this referred to the recent death of Gary Coleman, and quickly realized the numbers were the time and date of death. He immediately scanned through the messages to try and find more examples of this apparent future telling by a game that's more than a year old. The next message he read shocked him and pushed him to enlist the aid of the others to decipher the codes. The message was 945-420-2010. Accident in the Gulf, several dead, oil spill apparently averted. He realized this was the BP explosion and the erroneous Day 1 assessment that the well was not leaking. From this point on, all numbers will be transcribed as times and dates. All times were given in-game in military format and remain so in this document. Numerous members of the Fallout Wiki message board began looking over the messages to see what else we could learn. We quickly found that most of the dates were after the game had been released, yet oddly, some were from the past. 2215, April 15, 1865. He's dead, and blame will probably be placed on that actor, Booth. Johnson better not cheat me out of the payment. This shed new doubt on the official version of the Lincoln assassination. As the community quickly started piling up interpretations of the messages, the mods of the site summarily banned everyone who had posted in or even read the thread. All reference to the number station was removed from Fallout Wiki, and filtering software was put in place to prevent reposting of any relevant information. A few people, however, are trading emails and slowly finishing the translation of the remaining messages and putting dates to the existing ones. The Queen has died today. The world mourns, as on days like these, we are all Brits. 4:02, March 19, 2014. Have you watched my YouTube video yet? I uploaded myself kicking bums in the nuts. 2416, December 24, 2012. I can't believe Britney's actually won an Oscar. 2133, February 27, 2023. I can't believe they've actually done it. Not long left. They were warned, but they just had to keep pushing the boundaries of science. The noise, I can't take the noise anymore. And the light, dear God. The universe is slowly unraveling around us. I'm not going to wait for death. I have a pistol in the attic. This is actually the only message not preceded by a string of numbers. It may be worth noting that the latest date on any of the messages is 1/27, July 6, 2027.